All right, this is the Chapter 3 Grammar Part 2 video. And we left off in the Part 1 video, which if you haven't watched, you need to go watch it before you watch this one. We talked about the personal endings. We talked about how to tell what conjugation of verb is. And now we're going to talk about actual conjugation of verbs, which again means doing this, putting them in all of their forms, first through third person singular, first through third person plural, using those endings. Look, OST, mus, tis, nt. And I'm going to walk you through it completely. So grab a pen and let's get ready. So in order to conjugate a verb, let's find a new page here. Remember, we're only conjugating in the present tense. Okay? You haven't learned any other tenses. Everything we're doing is happening right now. Step 1. Find the stem of the verb. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to use some of the verbs from your vocab. So you have amo, amare, amawi, amatus, to love. This is a first conjugation verb. You can recognize that from the A right here in the second principal part. To find the stem of the verb, you go to the second principal part and you drop the RE. So the stem of our verb is ama. Boom. And then we're going to put it in a little grid and we're going to conjugate it. So let's put a table in, insert, maybe not, table, and we're going to make it 3 by 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here we're going to have singular, we're going to have plural, first person, and then second person, and then third person. Now, isolated our stem ama, and 5 of them will start with ama, just like this. Ama, ma, ma, ma. Miss Pac-Man, you're wondering, what about the first one? Aha, in the present tense, the first principal part is the first person singular. So we would just put amo there, and we're done. This O on the end of amo is this O right here in the personal endings. So we don't have to change anything. It's already there for us. Now you take the rest of your personal endings and you add them to your stem. S, T, M-U-S, T-I-S, N-T. You have now conjugated present tense verb. And what do they mean? Well, we know that O means I, so it's I love. S means you, so it's you love. The T means he, she, or it, so he loves. Mus means we, so we love. And the tis means you love. And finally, the NT means they, so this one is they love. And that's how you conjugate a Latin verb. There is one thing in your notes I want to point out to you, however. If you go back to your grammar notes right now, I want you to see something here. If you look at third conjugation, well, actually, let's look back at principal parts for a second. Do you see how second conjugation has an EO and an ERE right here? Well, just like in first, when we used an A at the end of our stem, remember we dropped this RE and had an A, we're going to drop this RE and have an E for second. So it's rideo, rideus, ridet, ridemus, ridetus, rident. You see the long marks here? You don't have to worry about those. Now, if we go to third conjugation and we drop the RE, we have AGE. But that would make third conjugation identical to second conjugation. And the Romans didn't like that. That was too confusing. So what they did was, with third conjugation, you change the vowels. It's I, and a U. So O, U for third. If you look down at the end of your notes, I explain this right here, and I do it for you right here. The important thing to remember when you're conjugating is to find that present stem, okay, just like we did. And then step 2 is to add your personal endings. So this is the verb form, and this is the translation of the verb form. You're going to get a lot of practice with this on your practice grammar quiz. Remember, if you look back at those grammar notes again, and we look at the full chart of all 4 conjugations, here it is. I want you to notice that at no time when you add these endings is the vowel before them an O. O is never a linking vowel. So you should never put in an O ever, ever, ever. Because again, none of these principal parts, second principal parts, end in O-R-E, do they? Do not use an O. It's a very common mistake by Latin 1 students. Now, if you want to go on and watch this video on how to conjugate in the present tense, I highly recommend it. It's going to walk you through all of this. I only did first conjugation. It's going to walk you through first, second, third, and fourth. They might mention something called a third IO. A third IO verb is a verb that belongs to third conjugation, but it's confused, so it does everything that fourth conjugation does. We'll see more of those a little later. Let's see here. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about the verb to be and some prepositions. Thanks for listening.